Have you ever wondered what makes a person truly great? Is it the battles they win or the world they build after the dust settles? In his book, Genghis Khan and the Making of the Modern World, author Jack Weatherford asks us to look past the legends, to see the man behind the myth. We often hear stories of a fierce warrior, a name that echoed across the vast plains and towering mountains. But what if that is only one small part of the story? What if the tale of Genghis Khan is not just about conquering lands, but about connecting them? This is a story about how one person's vision could lay the groundwork for a more connected world, in ways that might surprise you. Many picture Genghis Khan simply as a powerful conqueror on horseback, leading armies across continents. And while he was certainly a brilliant military strategist, that image doesn't capture the whole truth. It's kind of like looking at a magnificent tree and only noticing its thick trunk, while ignoring the sprawling branches and the deep roots that give it life. The real story, the one we don't often hear in school, is about what he built. It's a story of organization, of communication, and of creating systems that brought different cultures and peoples together. It's a story about building bridges, not just breaking down walls, and it holds lessons that are just as relevant today as they were 800 years ago. Imagine a world without roads, without mail, without any safe way to travel from one town to the next. That was the reality for many people before the rise of the Mongol Empire. Each region was like a separate island, with little knowledge of its neighbors. Genghis Khan changed that. He didn't just unite tribes, he created an infrastructure that allowed ideas, goods, and people to move freely across the largest land empire the world has ever known. Before his time, the Mongol tribes were scattered and often fought among themselves. He saw that their disunity was their greatest weakness. So, he did something revolutionary. He reorganized everyone. Instead of grouping people by their old tribe or family, he mixed them together into new units of 10, 100, and 1,000. It was a way of saying, your old loyalties are in the past. Now we are all one people, working together. He also created the first written law for his people, called the Yasa. This wasn't just a list of harsh rules, it was a guide for how to live together peacefully and fairly, and it declared all religions were to be respected. Imagine wanting to travel from one side of a vast continent to the other, knowing you would be safe the entire way. Today, we have passports and planes, but in the 13th century, such a journey was almost impossible. Yet, under the Mongol Empire, this changed dramatically. Genghis Khan and his successors created something called the Pax Mongolica, or Mongol Peace. To ensure this safety, the Mongols issued special credentials to travelers, especially merchants and envoys. These were often metal tablets, called a paisa, that a person could wear. This tablet was like a VIP pass or a diplomatic passport. It signaled that the bearer was under the protection of the great Khan himself. How do you send an urgent message across thousands of miles without a phone or the internet? Genghis Khan had an ingenious solution: the yam. The yam was a highly organized and efficient postal system, often called the world's first Pony Express. It was a vast network of relay stations, set up about every 25 to 30 miles along the major roads of the empire. A rider could gallop at full speed from one station to the next, grab a fresh horse, and continue on without delay. A message could travel over 100 miles a day, a speed that was just unheard of anywhere else in the world. It was during this time that Marco Polo, the famous Venetian explorer, was able to travel to China and back, bringing incredible stories of a distant world to Europe. So why does any of this matter to us, living in the 21st century? The story of Genghis Khan's empire, when we look beyond the battlefield, offers us some simple but profound lessons. The first is the power of unity and shared purpose. He showed that when people from different backgrounds put aside their old divisions and work toward a common goal, they can achieve extraordinary things. Another lesson is about the importance of open-mindedness and tolerance. In a time when religious persecution was common, the Mongol Empire made a point of respecting all faiths. Furthermore, the empire demonstrates the incredible value of connection and communication. Today we have the internet, a tool for connection far more powerful than the yam. His story encourages us to think about how we use that tool. Are we using it to build bridges, share knowledge, and foster understanding? Ultimately, the lesser-known story of Genghis Khan is not about a conqueror, but about a world builder. It's a reminder that true strength lies not in how much you can destroy, but in what you can create and connect. It prompts us to ask ourselves, what are we building in our own lives? Are we creating networks of support and understanding? The legacy of the Mongol Empire challenges us to think bigger, to look for the connections between us, and to build a world that is as open and full of possibility as the Great Open Steppe.